Hi there, and welcome back to InsideTracks.co.uk. We do a website, this YouTube channel, and we also do a regular newsletter. I'm giving you some hints and tips on how to trade smarter. Today, this is about making money from trading short price favorites. And it's a strategy that's used by quite a few traders. They look for short priced favorites. And then they have a way of understanding and identifying different situations where they can make money. So I'd like to just take you through what I know about that. If you like these videos, please like and comment if you want to comment, and leave your comments so that I can actually come back to them. I'm always willing to learn from others. So don't feel bad about just saying you don't understand or ask me a question or even question what I'm saying. Okay, so we're going to have a quick look at the next race at Wolverhampton. So here we are at the next race. From my point of view, it's just 5 to 6. So this is 6:30 at Wolverhampton. It's 5 furlong handicap, and we can see that we have a fairly short price favourite here. Mok-A-Til is sitting there at around about 7 to 4 or so, 9 to 5 it says. And so we're just looking at Mok-A-Til and what we can do and whether we've got a trading opportunity with that horse. So in order to look for the opportunities, we have a quick look at where these horses are standing and take a view on the market and the movement in the market and where we think it's going to go. So normally you work with software. I like to do it with this because it tends to be clearer in my opinion. So we see that Mok-A-Til's started off at around about 2.7. It drifted initially quite far to 3.7, but not on very much money. Then there's money come in for the horse. That was probably back this morning sometime, and then that's driven the price in. And then it's been fairly stable in a trading corridor between something like 2.8 and 3, something like that. And if we look down at where the money has come in, you can see that it's, a bit of money's coming down here, 720 to 2.78. Not a lot in here. Most of the money's coming around about 3, just under 3. There's not a lot of money beyond 3.3. There's some at 3.5, but pretty much not much beyond 3.3, 3.5. So there's a relatively small trading corridor, but certainly in this area here, which we've just seen, just broke out of that corridor and came down to about 2.76, and seems to be trading now at this new level. So you can say most of the money has come in favor of this horse. So while we see most of the money that's come in has been positive, we can also have a look at the weighting of the horse. So there's 15,715 being placed on this selection, and there's 38,000 on the race itself. The odds are just under, well, just two and 3/4. So if we multiply 15 by 2 and 3/4, we get slightly more than 38. So it's it's not an overweighted horse particularly, not particularly underweighted either. So so you would think that this was a fair show, and it's not got a lot of interest in this horse, or disproportionate interest in this horse. And now we're going to look at the other horses. Scale Force. This is the second favourite. It's been regularly drifting after this piece of money came in here, and regularly drifting out from about 3.6 to about 4.5. So this horse is drifting. Most of the money coming in this sort of area, 4 to 4.5. So we can say that one's drifting. At 4, it's an even, 4 times 11 is 45. So that's also not an overweighted or underweighted horse. Rock Sound, you can also see is drifting. So this is the third favourite. was being supported here, but this piece of money here has tended to push it out from around about 4.5. Now it's out to over 5.7. So this one's drifting as well. So you can see here, most of the money's coming in. Yeah, 5.7 it's now at, but most of the money came in around about 5 to 5.2, 5.3. So it is drifting now quite rapidly out. Final one that probably makes any difference is this. Was drifting with virtually no money whatsoever. A little bit of money's come in a bit. Trading sort of flattered just above 6, and now is sort of slightly drifting after a reasonable amount of money's come in. So what we can see is that, and let's see, 6 times 5 is 30. So this is an underweighted horse. Your Rock Sound is 6 times 9. Yeah, 54. So that's an evenly weighted. So the top 3 are evenly weighted horses. So we're looking at basically a favorite who is now coming in, and that's what you'd be looking for. So if I'd been doing this in real time and not holding off and talking to you, we were at 2.72. We were seeing that Scaleforce is drifting, Rock Sound is drifting, Jack the Truth is pretty much drifting as well. So you have a typical situation where you would feel with this sort of money going in that actually Mokattil is going to probably shorten, and it has from 2.72. I think it still will if we still see that these 3 going out slightly or remaining where they are. It will come back in. It'll come into 2.6 and probably further still. So we see the opportunity pre-race, and we see the opportunity of it coming down. Now we're 13 minutes away. Sorry, we're not. We're 23 minutes away, and we've only got 61,000 having been bet on this race. So let's see. I'm going to hold on and stop recording, but we'll see where this goes. My prediction is that Mokattil, under these circumstances, unless something radically changes, we'll see this is going in, and the others we'll see as drifting slightly. But let's see where that works out. So we're now 15 minutes before the off, and as you can see, I've followed my own thoughts and backed. I wanted to back it at 2.7-ish when I was talking to you, but of course I'm talking to you, so it doesn't really work that way. So I'm not going to get that anymore. 2.7, but from the analysis, what we worked out was that this horse, as a short price favorite, was being backed. This horse was drifting. This horse was drifting as well, and this horse was pretty much flat. So we can see that when in those situations, generally speaking, the horse will shorten. And if I'd managed to get 2.7, then I'd be 0.3 points up. As it is, I put on very little money, £15, 2.62. I can cash out at 75p. So if I was doing proper trading, using decent amounts of money with a focus on it, not doing my video, then that should be a higher figure by now. And I'm just going to let it run. I've got £5 still on it. I'm just going to let it run to see where it's going to go to. My thoughts are that this will come down. It started to drift out a bit, but it should come down to something like 2.3. Unless we see radical changes here. So let's just see what's going on with the money. So you can see there, we were talking back up here at 2.7. We saw that small change going down. It will go down and go up, as we know. But at the end of the day, what we've got in this particular horse, what we've got is a situation where it's continuing to be backed, and until we see this change and drifting back out, at which point we say, okay, what are we going to do? Take some of our money. Okay, fine, let's take our money. So we've backed it up here, and we've seen that drift down because we see the others are not being backed. At 2.46, 2.5, what's that? That's 134 plus a 0.5, another 30. So now we've seen this horse also change from being an evenly weighted horse, and now it's slightly overweighted. So there is more interest. and the direction of travel is down. Now we'll see whether this money here, this £2,000 which came in, quite heavy money coming here, saw it sort of flatten it out. Now it's moving out a bit. Maybe we've seen the floor, and we've got to now spend the next 10 minutes or so as the rest of the money comes in, because this 135,000 here, as you know, is only about 20% of the money. When we get to the 10-minute mark, 80% of the total money bet on any race comes in. So that's the number that you've got to remember. So we'll see what's going to happen with this favorite. At the moment, it's faltering around about 2.4. Should I take my money? Maybe. I think it's got a little bit more to go. If it goes out to 2.5, I'll probably just cash it out and say that's fine, because we've hit a floor. And then I'll tell you what to do next in the last 10 minutes. So we'll just hold it there for a minute, and I'll come back in the next few minutes to tell you what to do in the last 10 minutes. Okay, so we're inside the last 10 minutes now, and the money's going to start coming in relatively quickly. Probably about another 150,000 up until 25 past 6, and then another 50% on top of that. So another 300,000 on top of that. We're seeing these horses. They were 4.3, 4.4, 5.8, 5.9, and this was 7. So we see Jack the Truth underweighted, has drifted. So I will just pop in there and show you that's drifted now quite a lot. So there's a lot of feeling that Jack the Truth is not going to win this. As we can see also at 8, that's 80 plus 32 is 112 versus 170. So it's a lightly weighted horse. It's on the drift. There's fairly clear intentions there, or feelings there amongst the money, but we'll see, because as I say, now the big money is coming in. So we'll see whether that continues out there. If it continues out in the next few minutes, say the next 5 minutes, it continues out past 8 and out towards 9, you could be really fairly sure that Jack the Truth has little or no chance. We're seeing that Scale Force, the second favorite, what we're seeing here, it's leveled. So it was drifting, it's now leveled. So very much we're now interested in what's going to happen. 4.4 and 42, it's 160 plus 16. So it's an evenly weighted horse. So that could go any way. So we're looking to see whether there's going to be a decent bet coming in here, and whether that's going to push down or up. So we're very interested in that. And if I had software, I'd be looking at that all the time. And Rock Sound is drifting, is relatively moving around. As we can see, it's a fairly underweighted horse. So there's sort of, when you have an underweighted horse, it can move quite radically like this, up and down. But it seems to be sort of sitting in this sort of 6 area or just below. Quite a nice little horse, perhaps, to do a bit of scalping on around about the 6 mark. If it goes above 6, back it, and if it goes below 6, then lay it, and you should be able to get 0.2 or 0.4 for each tick or each scalp. So that might be an interesting option for you. But as we can see, I said if it goes beyond 2.5, that's 4.4. This is coming in. Rock Sound is coming in now. So we can see that Rock Sound is getting some backing. So it's coming out of this. It's underweighted horse. So again, we'll see whether that can get down below its last floor of 5. If it goes below 5, then the money coming in now knows something that we don't know. And so I think I'm seeing some backing work coming here. This one is trading fairly flat. This one's going out, and this one now is being back. Rock Sound. There's something here to tell me that I should really be cashing that out now, because I think now we're going to see the favorite drift a bit, and because when someone starts backing a horse, then you will see the favorite. It won't go. I thought it could go to 2.3. It won't now go to 2.3. It potentially will drift now out to 2.6 or so. So we'll have to keep a look. If that goes below 5, so it's going to go to 2.6. So we can start making money on this drift if you want. You can see that happening. The drift's happening now. It's gone below 5, so that drift should continue. So we can start making some money. We could have, when I cashed out, it was I don't know what it was, 2.48. So we could make some money there on the drift. Keep your eyes on this one. This one's coming back in as well. So again, that should add to the drift that we might see on the favorite. So we're seeing a couple of these horses. That one keeps coming down below 5, then we should be laying the favorite and making a bit of money. And there does appear to be some support. Yeah, it's going down below, so that should go out to 2.6 or so. That's again being pushed out. So this one's the one that we need to be looking at. So yeah, we're seeing that drift. 2.6 probably coming up in a minute, maybe, I don't know. It just depends whether this one can go down and stay down below 2.5. It's not broken through yet. If it does, then if it breaks through 5, then that was its last proper floor. As you could see, I'll show you it again. Here was its floor. So if it stays at that floor, then we should see this favorite stabilize out, and then it depends what happens to the other horses. And what we're seeing is that it hasn't managed to do it. So therefore, again, we're going to now see the favorite shorten as this one stays stable. This one they don't fancy. It's come into 7.2. It's gone back out to 7.8, so they don't fancy that. And now this one's moved out to 5.4, 5.5. This should come back in now to 2.4 or so. So this is the way in which you read the market. You see that these three were being laid. That meant the favorite could come down. Now we're into the last 4 minutes. We'll really see the difference. So this one's drifting. This one's drifting now again. This one's not going to win. So this should come in to below 2.4, I would believe. I can't see anything there that's going to make it go anywhere but down. It's gone out to 2.5. This one's I see it coming into 2.4, but that's my reading of it. That's what I'd be now looking at. Is this is coming back in, because I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. So you would probably be putting some money on here, 2.6, and saying that's a decent price to have. Of course, I mean, I shouldn't be doing it because I've now been there, and now I think it's going to come back in again. So there we go. Just a little fun side bet for the folks. Okay, take that one away because it didn't get into 2.32. As I said, if this goes in below 2. We've been seen through on that. So now we're seeing that coming back in to 2.5 to 5 to 4.9. That's going to therefore push this one back out. I'm not sure that Rock Sound is one that they're really going to go after, because it just simply isn't staying below 5. This one it was 4.3, moved out. There's some money coming for Jack the Truth. That is interesting, because that's an underweighted horse. And now we should be thinking, why is that coming in? Is there anything there? I don't think so. I think it's just a little bit of money that's positive. Sometimes you think that knows it, but I don't think that's too much. So again, I'd be backing Mokattil, because I think that's short-lived money for Jack the Truth. I think it's going to drift back out again to 7.8 or so. So this should come back in. That's not doing anything. That's not going under 5. So here's how you can look at the market. You can see these short price favorites. And definitely for me, this short price, see, it's gone out to 7.8. This one's continues to go out. This one doesn't appear to be taking down to below 5. Gets to 4.9, falters, and then goes back out. So I think we're on to Mokattil. Every time it gets to 2.6, we're happy to back it. Every time it comes back into 2.5, we'll lay it, and we'll take some money. So that's the way to do it. I'll just cash that out, because otherwise I'll just leave it, and it won't be sensible. And I'll come back when the race starts, and we'll just see what actually happens. Okay, here we go. We're seeing the race out, and no pace in the race, so it's not really working out as Good old Scale Force. He certainly has. Mocketeer was the best horse in the race from the betting. But good old Holly, who is an unbelievable rider, and quite simply, that was stolen. She stacked them. She got out in front, stacked them right up so that there was no pace in the race, made it into a super sprint, and realised that her horse has the ability. So whilst my opinion is Mocketeer lost that, Holly Doyle won it. In the betting, Mocketeer was a rock solid favourite, and that's something going down in the notebook for me. Mocketeer probably should have won that race on merit, on the betting, and next time out, I will be looking to see to sort of trade Mocketeer as if it had got a lot closer than it did. Because it did make up the ground, but it was stolen from the front, as he said. So there you go. So you saw the trading activity. What you're trying to do with short price favorites is you're looking at the horses around it, particularly the second, third, and fourth favorites. You're looking at whether they're overweighted or underweighted horses. Underweighted horses tend to have very much interest in them. And if they start, that means that they will trade around a wider channel. See my other videos about overweighting and underweighting. So you're looking at the weighting. You're looking at are the horses around Mocketeer or the short price favorite who are being backed, or are there horses that are being laid? And then what you will know is that, as we did with Roxanne, for instance, which was being fancied a bit, but it just never broke through a trading floor, which was 5. So we knew that Roxanne wasn't going to attract, as we moved into the last 10 minutes, the 5 minutes, it wasn't attracting the professional money. It didn't break through the 5. So we knew that that wasn't a big threat. Scale Force was drifting, and so we didn't feel that that was a big threat to our trading strategy. And Jack the Truth was underweighted and was trading around 7.8 down to 6.8. But we knew that that's what the wide channel that it was trading in was more to do with it being underweighted. So that made us very confident in our trading that Mocketeer, even though it was trading out to 2.6, and you think, gosh, is it going to trade out to 2.7 or 2.8? No, it was never going to trade out further, because none of these were trading outside their corridors. And that's the way in which you look at a market and you say, this is how I'm going to trade it. Look around you, see what the other horses are doing, see where their trading corridors are, see how over or underweighted they are. And then you can make a decision about your trading strategy. And our trading strategy in this one, clearly, we made 70p or whatever it was. It's nothing, but in proper trading, make a bit more than that. Mocketeer was our favorite, as far, and a rock solid favorite as far as the trading was concerned. And in fact, in the race, the reason why I wanted to see it is because I expected Mocketeer to win from the confidence that he showed. But you can never rely on Holly Doyle to do what she's supposed to do, which is not go and nick it from the front. So there you go. I hope you found that interesting. I'll come back and talk about how we look at short price favorites who we'd want to lay. And that this is one. This is Mocketeer. This is a situation which I'm hoping I'm giving you the way in which you can recognize situations. Mocketeer in this situation was clearly being backed and clearly wasn't trading outside the 2.6. You could have taken it another way and trade. You could have quite easily traded Roxanne. You could have made a decision to trade Roxanne because it never really broke through the 5 level. So every time it got down to 4.95, you should have been laying it, and then you'd see it going out to 5.4, 5.5, 5.6, and you could back it and make money that way. Jack the Truth, trading in an even bigger corridor, never going to win. Never felt like the money was behind Jack the Truth. So when it came back into 7.2, that was a beautiful opportunity. Anyone following that horse in terms of trading, you could have traded that one very nicely at 7.2 and made money as it went back out to 8. So there were all sorts of trading opportunities in that particular market. But the one I was trying to demonstrate to you was Mokateel, rock solid favorite, and therefore a very nice candidate for backing at 2.6 and then laying at, we knew it wasn't going to get down to 2.32 because it never did. So we had a trading corridor there of 2.6 to about 2.4, 2.44, which we were going to make decent money. Okay, so that's where I'm going to finish. This my channel, if you do like it, and you'll get access to future videos. Give it a thumbs up if you think it's good. Comment if you have questions, and hopefully I'll see you the next time round.